Hello friends, today we are going to start English 1 class of class 7. As I have already taught you in your school, the first chapter, sentence, we will discuss the same topic here but not in details because you have already learned about this subject. I am just vaguely indicated the main points over here. You just point out these things. To learn about sentence, we must learn phrase along with sentence because there is only a little difference between a phrase and a sentence. So let us learn what is sentence. The definition of sentence is a word or a group of words arranged in a particular order which makes complete sense is called a sentence. Remember, easy to remember, only 3 steps you have to remember for learning sentence. Number 1 step, you have to remind this to make a sentence, you must take a word, minimum a word you need to make a sentence. Without a word, you cannot make a sentence. So the first thing, you have to take a word or you can take more than one word also because one word can make sentence but not a complete and beautiful sentence. For making a beautiful sentence, you have to take more than one word. A word or a group of words. That means you can take a group of words also. The second step, you have to remember, only by taking words, you cannot make a sentence. For making a sentence, you have to arrange them in a particular order. Suppose I have written here, we are learning English. We, one word, are, 2 words, learning, 3 words, English, 4 words. There are total 4 words and I have arranged them in a particular order. If I write in this way, that English, are, learning, we, in not a particular order, then you will not get any sense over here. So, to make a complete senseful sentence, you have to arrange them in a particular order. This is the second step. And thirdly, you have to remember that after arranging, if you get a complete sense, then only you can tell that a sentence. If you are not getting a complete sense, that will not be a sentence. Now, we are going to phrase. What is phrase? A group of words that makes sense but not complete sense is called a phrase. Friends, see here, we have taken a group of words in sentence also, and in case of phrase, we are doing the same thing. We are taking a group of words. Second step, for making a sentence, we are arranging the words in a particular order. We have to make the words in a particular order to make a phrase also. We are getting a complete sense in the sentence, but we will not get a complete sense in phrase. Only this is the difference between a phrase and a sentence. A sentence will give you a complete sense, but a phrase will not. Because if there is any verb in a phrase, that will become a sentence. And the difference part is, in sentence there is always has a verb, but in phrase there is no verb. This is the difference. As I said you that in sentence there is always having a verb and in a phrase there is not a verb. This is the little difference, and only reminding these 2 things about verb and arranging order. Now we will go to solve our exercise 1. You can open it in your book, page number 2. Yes, we can see here in exercise 1, they say put a tick against the group of words which are sentences and a cross against those which are not. That means in the exercises, the question which is a sentence, you have to put a tick, and which is not a sentence, there you have to give a cross mark. Question number 1 says is the students' awareness about dengue. The students' awareness about dengue. If you see here, there is no verb, so we cannot tell this a sentence. And if this is not a sentence, we have to put here a cross. Second, it says is the of this better to the. The arranging order of these letter groups are not correct. That's why this is also not a sentence, and as it is not a sentence, we will put a cross over here also. Now we are moving to the next question, number 3. This is the better of the two essays. This is the better of the two essays. That means there are two particular essays, and among them anyone is better. That means this is giving a complete sense, and that is why this is a sentence. We will put here a tick. We are moving to the next question, number 4. The whole furniture in the various rooms of our flat on the top floor. If you see here, there is no verb in this words groups. That means this is not also a sentence, and we will put here a cross. Now number 5. Go. Go means it's ordering someone. Just go. It is giving a complete sense. That means this is an imperative sentence, and we know very well that in imperative sentences the subject is always you. That means you must go. The sentence is you must go. That means this is a sentence. We will give here a tick. Being tired of waiting for the train. Being tired of waiting for the train. The arranging order is not correct, and there is not a particular verb also. That means this is not a sentence, and as this is not a sentence, we will give here a cross. Now question number 7. We were tired of waiting for the train. We, this is the subject, and where, this is the verb. Again the same question has been written here, but this arranging order is correct, and we can find here a verb also. So this is a sentence, and that's why we have to give here a tick. After then, question number 8. The colonies across the railway line. This is not a sentence because there is not a verb. So we will put here a cross. Next, have railway across houses line the very colonies the big. The arranging order of this sentence is not correct. That is why we will put here a cross. Next, number 10. The colonies across the railway line have very big houses. This is giving a complete sense, and that is why this is a sentence. We will put here a tick. Okay friends, now we are moving to exercise 2. In the same page, page number 2, you can see in your book exercise 2, and the exercise says is make sentences using the following phrases. As already I have explained what is phrase. Phrase is also a group of words, but in the phrase we cannot get a complete sense. That means the group of words will give a sense but not complete. And another thing, there will not be a verb. These two things you have to just remember. Now I am reading the question number 1. Full of useful information. Full of useful information. Using this phrase, you have to make a sentence. You can make a sentence like this way, that I have a book, or I have a story book, and the book is full of useful information. Question number 2, ups and downs of life. Ups and downs of life. By this phrase we can make a sentence like this, that every human beings are obedient to control and to obey ups and downs of life. Question number 3, in a hurry. Okay, now I am moving to the next question. The next question says, head and ears. Head and ears. With this phrase you have to make a sentence. By using this phrase you can make a sentence like this, that the child who is sitting in front of us has a small head and 3 ears. Next question, question number 5, covered with mud. Covered with mud. By using this phrase you can make a sentence like this, that my school bag is totally covered with mud. Question number 6, 2 hours late. You can make a sentence by using this phrase like this way, that you are 2 hours late to attend the class. Question number 7, advantage and disadvantage. By using this phrase you can make a sentence like this way, that everything in this world has some advantage and disadvantage. Number 8, an economic superpower. By using this phrase you can make a sentence like this way, that our country India can be an economic superpower country in future. Question number 9, in a courteous manner. You can make a sentence by using this phrase like this way, that the gentleman appeared in front of the king in a courteous manner. Question number 10 and the last question, without any rhyme or reason. You can make a sentence by using this phrase, that the boy is crying without any rhyme or reason. So friends, this is the exercise 2, and now we will move to the parts of sentence. Okay, and now we will discuss about the parts of a sentence. A sentence is always having minimum 2 parts. One we say subject and another predicate. What is subject? What we say in a sentence, definitely for a particular person or thing, and that person or thing is called the subject. And what is predicate? Whatever the sentence says about the subject, that part is called predicate. For example, all the players contributed to the victory of the team. All the players contributed to the victory of the team. Here the subject is all the players and contributed to the victory of the team. This is the predicate. Now we have to remember some important points regarding subject and predicate. The subject of a sentence usually comes First, but occasionally it may be placed after the predicate. For example, in the heart of the forest lived a saint. Here, in the heart of the forest lived. This is the predicate, and a saint. This is subject. The verb is an essential part of the predicate. That means, in the part of predicate, we can find the verb also. Just before some time, I have said you that without a verb, a sentence cannot be made, and that verb will be included in the part of predicate. Now, in an imperative sentence, the subject is always you, but it is implied and not stated. For example, sit down. Sit down, it means you sit down. Here, the subject is you, but this is not mentioned. Second, open your books at page 28. Here, open your book means you open your book. So, like this way, in imperative sentences, we can find the subject you everywhere. And now we will move to our exercise 3. As you can see here, this is exercise 3, and this exercise is in page number 3 of your book. Now we will solve the exercise questions. The exercise says draw on line under the subject and 2 lines under the predicate. That means you have to pick out the subject and you have to give on underline, single underline under the subject and double underline under the predicate. So question number 1 says is several herbal plants grown in our kitchen garden have great medicinal. So question number 1 says several herbal plants grown in our kitchen garden have great medicinal properties. Here the subject several herbal plants grown in our kitchen garden. This is subject, you have to give here on underline. And have great medicinal properties. Under this part you have to give 2 underline, double. Question number 2. Tulsi is one of them. Here the subject is Tulsi and is one of them. This part is predicate. Number 3. Eat a couple of Tulsi leaves every day to remain healthy. Here eat a couple of Tulsi leaves every day to remain healthy. This is an imperative sentence, and just before some time I said you that in imperative sentence the subject is always you. So here also the subject is you, and the whole sentence that is visible here, this is the part of predicate. Now I am moving to question number 4. Drinking large quantities of water removes toxic substances from our body. Drinking large quantities of water, this is subject, and removes toxic substances from our body, this is predicate. Question number 5. We must not drink water from a pond or a lake. We, this is the subject, and must not drink water from a pond or a lake, this is predicate. Question number 6. Even tap water should be boiled before drinking. Here, even tap water, this is subject, and should be boiled before drinking. Here one thing you have to understand, even you can give in the predicate part also and in the subject part also. Question number 7. On the topmost shelf of my cupboard lies a big red book. Here the predicate has come at first and the subject later. On the topmost shelf of my cupboard lies, this is predicate, a big red book, this is subject. And last question, this book gives very useful health tips. This book, this is the subject here, gives very useful health tips, this is predicate. Up to here we have discussed about sentence, phrase and the parts of sentence. And now we will move toward kinds of sentences. That means a sentence is classified So now we will discuss about the kinds of sentences. The sentence can be classified in three ways. According to meaning, according to features and according to structure. Here we will learn according to features and according to meaning at first, and afterwards we will learn about the three kinds of sentences according to structure. So at first I will discuss according to features. There are actually 5 kinds of sentences, but in your book, in your syllabus, there are given only 4 kinds of sentences. But keep in mind, according to features, there are 5 kinds of sentences. Here only 4 kinds are given. Number 1, assertive or declarative, that is known as statement also. Number 2, interrogative or question. Number 3, imperative, that is known as command, instruction, advice, request. And number 4, exclamatory, that is known as exclamation. But one more kind of sentence is there, that is called optative. But in your syllabus that is not given here, and that is why we will not discuss about that. Now I am going to the features. What are the features of these 4 kinds of sentences? At first I will say you the features of assertive sentence. Assertive sentence says a news, or assertive sentence gives a statement, general statement, like I am boy, like we are learning English, I am teaching you. Like this we are proclaiming something, we are giving some news, we are giving a statement. Like these sentences are called assertive sentence. Feature of interrogative sentence. In interrogative sentence, the sentence asks or inquires a question to the subject. And in imperative sentence, the sentence gives a command or an instruction or an advice or a request. And in exclamatory sentence, the sentence expresses a sudden feeling or a strong feeling. Now I am discussing the assertive sentence according to meaning. As I said you before, according to meaning there are 2 types of sentences. One is affirmative and another negative. A statement can be written in 2 ways. affirmative or declarative as well as in negative. Suppose I am telling you that I will go to your home. I give a news only, but in this sentence the message is actually affirmation. I am going or I will go. This is affirmation, and it can be in negation also. This sentence can be written as negative also, like I will not go to your home. So all the assertive sentences can be written in affirmative and negative forms. As we have seen that assertive sentence can be written in two ways, same an interrogative sentence also can be written in two ways. Like I am asking you, are you hungry? This is question, and this type of question is called yes no question. This is also known as simple question. That means this question can be answered by only yes or no. Are you hungry? Yes or no. Simply only with these two words, any one of these two words, you can give the answer. This is called simple sentence, simple question, and in your book you can see this is given yes no question. Another type of interrogative sentence, that is WH question, like what are you doing now? If I ask you what are you doing now, you cannot give the answer with yes or no, because you have to give some information. What are you doing? That means the information you have to give me. That type of question, that type of answer required, those questions are called WH questions or information questions. In your book you can see that is called WH question. And now we are going to discuss the features of interrogative sentence. Usually when we write an assertive sentence, we put the subject in the beginning, after then the verb part, and at last the object part, after then others. But while writing interrogative sentence, you have to remember the auxiliary verb of the sentence you have to put in the beginning. Like I am writing a letter, or something else. I am writing a letter. This is an assertive sentence. Now if I want to make it interrogative, I have to put the auxiliary verb of this sentence in the beginning. Here I am, this word am is the auxiliary verb. If I put the word am in the beginning, it will become an interrogative sentence. Like am I writing a letter? And one more thing you have to remember, after interrogative sentence we must put an interrogation mark, that means question mark. These two are important features of an interrogative sentence. In this video up to here, inshallah we will discuss further in the next part.